Hello and welcome, Math 2413 Calculus 1 students to the fall 2023 semester. My name is Robert DiGiovanni. I'm the instructor for the course, and I wanted to make this orientation video to get you acquainted with what expectations I have for this class. Hopefully, I'll be able to answer most of your questions. If I leave out something in this video, I'm going to be providing you contact information for me. So you just reach out if you have any questions after you watch this video. So you are enrolled in a fully, almost fully online math course, calculus course for the fall semester, 16 weeks. And I want to show you how to get to our main page. So what you're looking at here is Northwest Vista's main website. Let me pause something real quick. Okay, just want to change my pointer so you can see it. So I'm here at the Northwest Vista main web page, and I'm assuming you know how to do this, but just in case, you go here, you click on ACES login, type in your username, password. If you don't know any of that, just read this here. Go ahead and log in. And when you get here, you're going to select courses. Make sure you're looking at the fall term here, fall 2023, and then select your class. The class that you're enrolled in with me is Calculus 1, Math 2413, Section 24. So click on that little home icon, and it will take you to this page here. Now, it's going to look a little different for you, and I'll show you that in a moment. But for now, I want to just show you the email system. So all communication between you and me, official communication, needs to take place through this email system right here. And this is called Canvas. That's the management system we're using here is called Canvas. I'm going to click on Inbox here, and then I'm going to kind of assume you can figure this out. There we go. It's a little slow. If you want to look at your inbox, everything's over here on the left side. If you want to write an email to me, here's where you do that. Go ahead and select the class 2413 section 24. And then if you look here, you'll be able to bring up teachers. And then there I am, Robert DiGiovanni, put that in. And then you can type in your email. You can have an attachment here. You can even do a video, even though no one's ever sent me a video, but if you wanted to, you could. All right, so that's the communication for the course. Everything that you want to send to me or I want to send to you, it's going to be through there. Now, let me get back to the main page for the class. I'm going to switch it over to student view so it looks a little bit more like what you're going to see. All right, so this is our main home page, and it has here my contact information, a link to the video you're watching in case you need to go back and watch it again, a schedule or checklist for the course, and then the modules and then formulas. That's our main page. So what I'd like to do to start here is just show you the schedule or checklist. You're basically going to be doing a bunch of tasks in this class, and this is a schedule, shows all the due dates for what you need to do. So it has the topic or the assignment here, and then the due date and time for that assignment. And then like things you can check off over here. So if it's grayed out, that means you don't have to do that for this assignment. And if it's white, then that means you should check it off as you do this. So like, for example, the first thing you're going to do here is this homework syllabus confirmation. It's due on the 31st of August. And after you do it, you're going to input the answers into the system called WebAssign, which I'll show you in a moment, and check that off. And then you just do that for the whole semester. And if you do that, you should, have completed everything you're supposed to complete. So I recommend you print that out, have that available to you. I'm going to download it right now. And that way, if I need to open it, let me open it here. I will have that readily available. And let me close it here and now go back to our home page. All right, so I don't want to go into modules and formulas yet. I want to get into the syllabus for the class, because the syllabus is the contract between the two, between us. I'm not going to deviate from the syllabus, and you should expect what's on the syllabus to be the expectations for the course. So this is a very important aspect that we go through this. And I know you can read, so I will go through some of this quickly, but I will point out the main highlights here. So here first, it just talks about this course. It goes from August 28th to December 16th. It's an internet course, and then it has my information here. So here's my information. The important thing here is I have on-campus office hours. So if you ever want to come in and get help from me, if you're on campus for anything else, This tells you where I'm located in Juniper Hall. That's JH, Juniper Hall, room 111A. Just go in there and you can find me. There's a bunch of faculty in that area. My open office hours, that means times you can just walk in and you should expect that I'm there, are Monday through Thursday, 7:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. So pretty early office hours this semester for me. And then Monday and Wednesday, I'm also there from 1 to 2, and Tuesday, Thursday, I'm there from 12:30 to 2. So like I said, you can just come on in. You don't need to make an appointment or anything. Now, in terms of communication, I already showed you the inbox over here to the side. That's the preferred method of communication. But I also provide you my cell phone number. So if you ever have any questions about math, how you do something, you're stuck, you can always text me or give me a call. So all I ask is that if you text me, that you tell me who you are, and if you have a question about a problem, take a picture of the problem, and then also any work you've done, take a picture of that as well. That way, if I'm like at HEB or something, I don't have to go look up what you're talking about. I can just see it right there. I can respond real time. So please, students are always hesitant. They're like, wait a minute, I have my, professor's cell phone number. I wouldn't give it to you if I didn't, want you to use that. So please don't ever feel like you're, alone in this class. It's internet. I know it's a different sort of experience to do online. So just know you can reach out to me. All right, the department information, that's if you need to go to the math department. This is the information, how to get there if you need to call someone in the department. That's how you do it. Textbooks, you don't need to buy anything for this course other than maybe a calculator. Otherwise, you have access to an ebook. All your assignments are going to be done online. Most of the assignments are done online, so you will have instant access to all that, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. This again says the same thing. Now the course is based upon a textbook, okay, this electronic book. And that book, if you wanted to get a physical copy, here's the information you would need, the ISBN number, if you wanted to get a physical copy of the book. We're using a pretty old book. There's a lot of used copies out there, so you could probably get it for pretty cheap if you wanted to like have a physical textbook in your hands. I don't think I have one here. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Hold on. No, you're not going to be able to see this very well, but let me see. It's blurring it out. Okay, it's a blue book. There we go. Essential Calculus, Early Transcendental. So that's what we're basing everything on. And there's exercises in there that you could do in addition to the ones that you're going to do online. But again, you don't need to buy that. Now, in terms of graphing calculators or calculators, all you need for this course is a scientific calculator. You don't need a graphing calculator. Now, if you're going to use a graphing calculator, I have some restrictions. You may not have a calculator that has a CAS system built into it. CAS stands for Computer Algebra System. You cannot have that on the test. So examples, but not limited to, all right? It's not just these examples, but the TI-89, that's actually what I have here, TI-89. You're not allowed to use that, not allowed to use the TI-Nspire if it says CAS on it. I have a TI-Nspire right here, but it says CX, and that's okay. But if it says CAS on it, you can't use it. And the reason is because it does a lot of the calculus stuff that we're going to learn. And the point of this course is not to see if you can go find the answer in a computer, because we know we could do that using all sorts of resources out there. This is about you becoming a better problem solver and knowing how to use mathematics to solve things, right? So that's, in terms of materials, that's it. You got your online ebook, and then you've got your calculator. Now, this is the description of the course by the state of Texas, what we're supposed to cover in here. I'm not going to go through that. The learning outcomes, and then our standard grading scale. This is a college level course, so A, B, C, D, and F are the only options for grades. I do round up, so an 89.5 would be an A, 89.4 would be a B, and that's just, I got to cut it off somewhere. So hopefully you won't be right on the edge of the grade, and it won't matter. Now, how am I going to determine the grade? This is where students start freaking out about the online course. So You're going to have homework assignments that you do online, and those you submit. That's all of those assignments together are only 8% of your grade. All right. And then you're going to have a binder, right, for this class, a binder where you keep all your work together, your handwritten work. That's another 8% of your grade. Then you have an exam 1 that you do at home on your computer. Okay. You actually can do that exam. You can do it whenever you want. There's a due date. It has to be done by a certain time or a certain day. Let me see. I'll show you that. Right here, exam 1, you can see here, has to be done by September 24th, right? By 11:59 p.m. You could do it earlier, but you can't do it afterward. So that exam's worth 12% of your grade. Then there's exam 2, and notice it says here on campus, and this is where a lot of students that have signed up for this internet course start to get upset because they're like, wait a minute, this was supposed to be an online course. I get it, I understand. We require that our students for online math classes come on campus to take at least 2 tests. Some professors are only doing the final, but most of us are doing midterm and final. Now, this is, if you've taken some online courses recently, this may seem different because with COVID, we went to Zoom and we were figuring out ways to do online exams with Zoom. I'm not doing any Zoom exams anymore. I used to. I've stopped doing them. They're just, the cheating was out of control, and it was very hard for me to monitor that. So we are going to on-campus exam 2, and notice the weight of that exam. 30% of your grade is going to be you sitting down doing a paper and pencil test. And I'm going to talk to you more about that when we move on here. But that's the next test. Then you have exam 3. That's going to be another exam that you do at home. All right. And that'll be 12% of your grade. And then you have exam 4, which is like a final exam. That again is on campus, 30% of your grade. So if you look at this, 60% of your grade is stuff that you're going to have to do sitting down in a desk with me right there, making sure that you're the one doing the work and that you're not looking up your answers somewhere else. So I just want to be very, upfront and straightforward with everyone in the class. Taking this online Calculus 1 course is not the easier option. Okay. You're not going to be able to find a way to just go online and get all your answers and learn, and get a good grade in this class. You can do that for all your work that you do at home. You can do that. But when it comes to exams 2 and 4, you got to be able to show me you know what you're doing. So if for some chance your idea here was to kind of like find a way around this class and just do it the easy way, this is not for you. I recommend that you withdraw from the course and get into a face-to-face course or something else, because you will be held to a standard for exam 2 and 4 to do well. All right, with that said, let's talk about the exam 2 and exam 4. I have them scheduled already. They're going to be on campus at Northwest Vista College. All right. Now, the first one, exam 2, is scheduled for Friday, October 27th, 9 a.m. to 12:30. So that means you show up, be there by 9 a.m., and it should be over around 12:30. And then for exam 4, again, it's on a Friday, December 15th, 9 a.m. to 12:30. Now, those are the times. I've set those right now. I mean, the first exam is exam 2 is, I think, about 8 weeks away, 8 or 9 weeks away. And then exam 4 is like 16 weeks away from now. So I understand people work. I understand people have obligations. I'm going to ask you to try and work your life around these 2 days and these times. Make a concerted effort to do it. Now, if for some reason you cannot, there's just absolutely no way you can make either of these days or times, read what it says here. You will have to give me notice, 2-week notice, that you're not going to be able to make those exams. You're going to have to tell me why you can't make those exams. And then from that, on a case-by-case basis, I will figure out what's going to happen. Most of the time, you're going to be required to take the test before that date on a different day. So maybe on the Thursday before that Friday, you will still have to come on campus, but maybe a different time. So that again is case by case. All right. And if you just tell me, hey, I worked that day, I'm going to ask you, hey, well, did you talk to your boss? Did you even try to find a way to get that covered for a few hours? So please do what you can. All right. If you contact me 3 days before the test and tell me you can't make it, it's not going to work. Right. So if you miss the exam, if you don't show up for one of those exams, it's a 0. And since each of those exams is worth 30% of your grade, if you get a 0 on one of them, that means the highest grade you could possibly get in the class is a 70. And that would be if you had hundreds on everything else. So essentially, if you miss one of these, you can't pass the class. So it's very important that you communicate with me and follow the expectation here of giving me notice so that I can work things out with our testing center and things like that if I need to. All right, so that's the on-campus courses. So now let's talk a little bit more in detail about how the course is designed. So in this Canvas show, I have these things called modules. All right, so I'm going to click on it just so you can see it. Modules is just kind of like a list of things to do. So the first things you'll see here in the modules is all the links to any sort of videos or the online place where you go to get the ebook or to do your homework. Those are these links right here. And there's technical support here if you're having any problem getting into that WebAssign system. So those are the links to the ebook and to the video, the ebook and the homework assignments right there. Then I have videos for the class. So I have 2 types of videos. I have these things called course videos. Those videos are just videos where I talk about, like, hey, let's talk about 2.1. What are the definitions in here? What are the theorems? What's the main idea of 2.1? And then class videos, those videos were done in a face-to-face class where I recorded my screen. And in that class, I was basically working through examples and getting into more detail on the topics of that section. So look at it as in course videos, just lays out the basic ideas. Class videos is where I actually get in and do more detailed work for that section. Now, while I'm doing that, those videos, I'm following a set of notes. You'll see when I do the videos that there's notes. And here are the notes. You can open these up and look at them and print them out if you want. And those are the notes that I will be following in my videos. And then, okay, so let me kind of back up here. We've got links to the ebook, links to go do your homework. We have videos where you're going to learn. Basically, this is where you're going to learn, okay? We have some more homework solution videos. I'll explain those in a moment. We have the notes for the class. So this is all like the content for the whole course. Then you have links for going to go do your assignments. So you could just click on this and it will take you to the system to go do that homework assignment. Click on this, it'll take you to go do that assignment. If you click on this, it'll take you to go do that. So all of these things here are actually what you see on that checklist, okay, on this checklist, right? Everything here is listed here in the module. So you're kind of like going to work through this whole module. You get to the end, you take your first exam. Then you work through the module and take the exam. So before you actually go do the homework for 1.1, before you do that, what you would want to do is watch the video. So let me actually bring up the video here. So here are the videos. Now, these videos are old. I will admit that. I've been in the process of updating them, but the good thing is calculus hasn't changed, all right? So, but, you know, some of the audio on these is not great, and I understand that. I'd appreciate if you would bear with me on that. And then also the ads. I'm using YouTube to make it easy for you to access, but there are ads. Unfortunately, YouTube used to let educational videos have no ads, but they don't do that anymore. So here's a video. Let me turn the audio on.
For every X that you plug in from the domain, the function sends that X to exactly one value, f of X.
Yeah, at the time I did these videos, I didn't have a high quality microphone at the time, so it's a little not real happy with it. But I go through here are the notes. I'm going through the notes. There's a lot of animations. Let me see if I have animations in here. Yeah, I'm going through some animations that I made and just talking about the main ideas, right? Graphing a function using a t-table, blah blah blah. So I'm going through the concept, right? I'm going to go back to the modules. So, you watch the video, and then after you watch the video, then you'll be doing the homework. So I want to go back to our syllabus, because I don't want to get too sidetracked on the modules right now. In the syllabus, I was laying out like how this course is set up, right? But I wanted to show you it a little bit before I start talking about it. Okay, so scrolling down. Okay, how the course is designed. So you're going to look at the modules or your schedule, all right? And you're going to say, okay, what's coming up? What's due? All right. Then you're going to watch your videos, right? You're going to watch those videos. Those videos are probably between, I don't know, 6 to 7 hours of videos per week that you're going to need to watch. And it's not like a 5-minute video that you can learn an entire section. I mean, you're here to learn calculus. So these videos are going to be long. I understand it's hard to watch long videos, but you can always pause, come back, watch part of it, come back, watch the rest of it later. So you watch the videos for the section that's due. Then you go attempt your homework, all right? So you go and you click on that, in the modules, you click on that 1.1 and you go try and do the homework. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right, let me see, I closed out, unfortunately. I'm gonna go here and I watched the videos, I'm gonna go do that homework for 1.1. So when I do that, it's actually not gonna let me because the course doesn't start till August 28th, but I've got another way I can get to it. So I'm going to show you. This is when you go to do your homework, this is the system it's going to take you to is this thing called WebAssign. I will show you more of that again in a moment. Let me close the student view. I want to show you that assignment. Okay, here we go. So here's the assignment for 1.1. And there are 18 questions, and you can skip around, and some of them are just yes, no, some of them are fill in the blank. And anytime you go to put an answer in, this palette will pop up over here where you can put in fractions and symbols and things like that. And you do your homework here. Now, let's say you're doing this and you're having trouble, right? You can click on this, it'll take you to the ebook where you can read about it. There's also Watch It, where this system has some videos that weren't done by me, but by the publisher of the book. You can watch some videos. Not every one of these has a Watch It, but some of them do. So let's say you're sitting here, but you're still having trouble, right? You've watched my videos, you've read the notes, you've tried to understand what's going on, but you can't figure it out. Well, in the modules, under videos, you will see homework solution videos for internet students. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to another YouTube playlist where what I do is I do the homework solutions for the WebAssign. So you can see me working here in WebAssign. That problem looks very similar to the problem that we were just looking at. And I'm talking and I'm working this out. And that I have that for all the sections, for all your homework. So that means that for every homework assignment you have, I have a video of me doing problems similar. They're not exactly the same. The numbers are different and stuff, but they're similar to what you're going to be doing. So you have that as a resource. In addition to that, I have more videos that were done by me for my face-to-face classes. So my face-to-face classes, they don't do their homework using the ebook. They use the ebook, but they do their homework out of the ebook. They're not using WebAssign. So their homework problems are similar, not exactly the same, but I did videos of me working out all of those problems on a whiteboard. So here's me years ago when I was much better shape. There we go, there's me, and I'm working out problems here just like the ones in your homework. So what you would do is look at the sections over here and you would kind of match up, okay, this is 1.3, and then you'd have to kind of browse through here and kind of see if you could find the problem that's similar to the one you're working on. So the moral of the story here is that, in this modules, I am trying to provide you as many resources as possible, all right, for this course. If you can put in the time and the effort to this class, I believe that I provided you the resources to learn the material. If you try and take shortcuts and say, I'm just going to go, get the answers online and I'm just going to go watch a couple of Khan Academy videos, I assure you it's going to be difficult for you to get through this course. All right. You've got to go the long, hard route. There's no easy way through calculus. All right. So now going back to this, how's it designed? You watch the videos, you go do the homework. If you struggle with the homework, you can watch the homework solution videos, right? I have hours and hours of this. Now, if you're still having issues, you can come by my office, one-on-one, help. Go to my office hours. If you can't make my office hours, you have my cell phone number, right? You can go ahead and contact me. Again, make sure you include a picture, the question that you're working on, any work that you have. Okay, after you complete a homework assignment, you move on to the next section, right? You move on to your little schedule. You say, okay, I've done 1.1. I watched the video, I watched the course video, the class video, and I did my homework. Boom, done. Move on to the next section. And that's how it works, all right? At some point, you will get to exam 1 and 3. You'll get to your exams. Exams 1 and 3, you'll just do at home, and you'll do them just like homework. The only difference between the homework problems and the exam problems is that on the homework problems, if you get it wrong, you can do it over. It'll give you like an unlimited, well, I think I have it set for, how many tries do I have it set for? Hold on. I think I have it set for unlimited tries or 5 tries. Your homework, you can do it repeatedly. I'll have to double check what that number is on it, but you can get it wrong and try it again. On the exams, I believe I only give you 2 attempts on each problem. So if you get it wrong, you've got one more try to get it right. And there's also a time limit on the exam. So on exams 1 and 3 that you do at home, you'll see that if you click on it right now, it will require a password. And that's because I don't want you to accidentally open it. If you open it, the clock starts and you have 3 hours. If you close it, the clock keeps going. So once you open it, that's it. You're committed. So I put a password on there. I'll send the password out later in the semester for exams 1 and 3. If for some chance you get to those exams before I've sent the password, just send me an email, say, hey, I'm ready to start exam 1. Can you give me the password? I will. So anyways, you're going to do those exams 1 and 3 at home, and you're going to put your work in a binder. I'll explain that in a second. You know what? You need to ignore. I need to take this out of the syllabus. Upload. You're not going to upload your work. Let me pause the video real quick. Let me fix that. Okay, I fixed that. So you do exams 1 and 3 at home. Once you start it, the clock starts 3 hours. You get 2 attempts at each problem. Exams 2 and 4, those are the ones that are on campus. Those are going to be paper and pencil tests. I'm going to hand you a test. You're going to do the work on the test. You're not going to use a computer at all. Those exams are also timed. You'll have probably about 3 hours to complete that test, those 2 tests. All right, so the homework, a little bit more about the homework that you do online. You do it in WebAssign. Your answers will be graded by the system immediately, but you must also handwrite your work. So any work that you're doing, any math that you're doing, you need to be writing it down. So, I would take out a sheet of paper, I'd put, homework 1.1, number 1, and then do your work. You do not have to write out the problems, but I need to see your handwritten work. And that's going to be kept in a binder, which is the next section. I'll talk about that binder in a second. So just keep in mind that this is not just a point and click. I mean, you don't learn math by just pointing and clicking with your mouse. You have to write math down. So I do expect for you to keep your handwritten work together. If you have correct answers in the online system, so let's say you get 100 on 1.1 in the WebAssign system, but you never wrote anything down. Well, that means you don't have anything for your binder. And what I will do is I will go back and I will change that grade that was 100 to either a 0 or a 50 if you don't have any handwritten work to support that answer. So you've got to write math down. All right. That's one of the expectations of the course. All right. So a little bit more about the binder. You've got to keep a binder that has all your handwritten work for the entire semester. The first page of the binder, or you can put it on the cover on the outside of the binder, or it can just be the first page when you open it. That binder has to have your name and what class you're in. So you can just put your name. I'm in Calculus 1 or Calculus 2, whatever it is. Well, you know what, for this class, sorry, it's Cal 1. So you just put your name, you just put Cal 1. All right. Then you're going to, in this binder, you're going to have two sections, one for your homework, handwritten homework, and one for exams. So in your homework section, that should say homework section, I should be able to find all your homework, right? It should be neat. It should be in order. You can use tabs or you can use little stickies to say this is 1.1, 1.2. I should be able to open it up and say, here's the homework. It should not just be a bunch of chicken scratch in a spiral notebook. All right. You can use a spiral, but it needs to be organized, right? Again, I don't need you to write out the problems. I don't need you to print out all the homework assignments. I just want to see your handwritten work. The exam section should contain your handwritten work for exams 1 and 3. Those are the ones you do online. Again, make it easy for me to find where they are. And again, I only require you to write out the problem, write out the work. You don't have to write out the problems. Now, the binder is a place where you can earn extra points in the course. Everyone always asks me at the end of the semester, hey, is there anything I can do to bring my grade up? My answer is yes. You could have been keeping a very good binder together. You can get a lot of bonus points for this. I'm not going to paint myself into a corner right now and tell you how much, but I will just say that it could be significant for your grade. It could move your grade quite a bit. The more organized you are, the neater your work is, the more effort you put into the binder, the more bonus you're going to get. But keep in mind that the binder is required. Everyone has to keep a binder, right? It's 8% of your grade. And if you don't have a binder, not only will you not get the 8%, but then all your online work that you did won't count either because you don't have any handwritten work to support it. So I'm just saying that the more effort you put into this binder, the more it's going to be worth to you. All right. So some of you are very organized, and that's a good thing. It's going to be a good thing for you. Some of you are not that organized, and I encourage you to get organized if you want to be able to make an impact, a positive impact on your grade. All right, so let's talk about exams 2 and 4 because those are 60% of your grade, right? I already told you, those are like the make or break tests of this course. All the other work that you do in this class, you do at home. So exams 2 and 4 are so important. You should know a little bit about how to prepare for those, right? So for exams 2 and 4, I will send out a review, all right? And every problem on exam 2 or 4 is either going to be a problem similar to a problem on the review or similar to a homework problem. So the challenge for most students when they get to exam 2 and 4 is they look at a problem, they don't know what to do. They're like, okay, I know I've done this, but I don't know how to do it. Well, you need to get to a point where you can have that problem recognition, where you see it and you're like, I know what to do. I know what to do. And that takes practice. So that means you're going to need to go back. You're going to need to review your homework. That's going to be easy if you have a good binder, right? To go back and look through how you did things, right? So practice, 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 right? Don't just finish a homework, move on. Before exam 2 and 4, you want to go back and do a good review. I say here, do and redo the problems until you get to a comfort level where you don't need anything. You don't need to reference anything to do a problem. You got it up here. I will also allow you to use formulas on the test, and I'll show you where those are in a minute. Those formulas are useful, but you really, that's all you've got. You don't have anything else. So you've got to get to a point where it's just you and the formulas and you're ready to go. So I think the key word here is persistence. You've got to be persistent about your own learning here and just keep throwing yourself into the material, all right? Another challenge, I think, with internet students is that a lot of you probably work. You probably work full time. You probably have families. You have a lot of things on your plate. And so the internet, yes, it works into your schedule because you don't have to physically be anywhere, but there is a time commitment to this class. And by it being online, it does not preclude you from having that requirement. So I do expect, yes, you are going to be putting 6 to 7 hours of time into this per week, probably closer to 10. 6 to 7 is more just to watch all the videos. So you really need about 10 hours a week to be able to do this course, which for some of you is going to be achievable and for some of you isn't going to be realistic. So you've got to weigh things out here. All right, now in terms of requesting extensions, the homework assignments, sometimes life gets in the way, you miss the deadline. The way the system works is that all the way up until the assignment is due, you won't see anything different, right? So let's say it's due at midnight. Let's say you go there, you're like, at 11:30, you're like, you know what, there's no way I'm going to finish this assignment. Just wait for midnight to come. Once midnight comes, the system will then allow you to request an extension. And the system will automatically give you an extension if you request it. There is a 10% penalty, so the highest grade you can get is a 90. And you only have 3 days to request an extension and 3 days to like make the work up. So it's a finite amount of time. You can't go back and do an assignment from 3 weeks ago. All right. So this is designed if you need an extra day or two to get something done, this system will allow you to do it. Now for exams 1 and 3, the system will not allow an extension. You will have to ask me, contact me and be like, hey, I missed the exam. What can I do? And then we will work it out from there. I'll probably ask you why, but you know, those you cannot get an automatic extension on. Exams 2 and 4, the ones that are 30% of your grade each, those you cannot request an extension. I already explained to you, if you're not going to be there, you need to let me know. You got to give me 2 weeks notice. So just, you know, it's in the syllabus here. No extensions will be granted on those exams. Now attendance, it's an online course, right? So it's hard to take attendance, but you know, if you're like missing deadlines over and over and over, it gets to a point where I see like, there's just no way you're going to be able to catch up in the course. I could drop you from the course. If you miss like more than 3 deadlines, I'm going to start really wondering whether or not this is the right thing for you. So in any event, I'm going to, I would email you first and I let you know like, hey, I plan on dropping you, or like, hey, contact me. I'm worried about your progress in the course. But there is an expectation that you stay on track in this class. All right, the rest of this is just stuff that the college has put in the syllabus for me. And you know, where you can go to get tutoring. We have a tutoring lab. They've got pretty good hours. They're there pretty early in the morning. They're there pretty late at night. They're, I think, on the weekends there. That's where you can go and get free tutoring. And then there's a bunch of other stuff here. Towards the end, we get to the list of topics for the course and then the schedule, which you already saw. We downloaded that a little while ago, and that's this basically. So there it is. That's the syllabus for the course. That kind of lays out how everything is going to go. Let me see. I want to go back to our homepage. And let's go into that system again where the homework is, because I want to show you how to get to the ebook. So if we go back to here, I want to view as a student. Let me do your class. So this is the online system called WebAssign. Notice up here it says communication, calendar. Ignore this. We are not communicating through here. Again, I'm going to say this second time because students either don't watch the whole orientation, don't pay attention. I don't know. This is not where we communicate. I already told you we communicate through the Canvas email. So don't be sending me things through here. If you want to get in touch with me, Canvas email or text me or call me. That's the way to do it. If you send something to this, I won't reply. All right. Because I told you not to do it, number one. And number two, I don't check this. Okay. I never come here and look here for communication. All right. So if you ask me a question, you're like, yeah, he's never responded to me. Well, if you did it here, there's a reason why, because I told you not to. All right. How do you get to the electronic version of the book? Down here on the bottom right-hand corner, there it is. Click on that. And now you have your ebook. So the ebook is just a place if you want to go read. You want to go see where all this content is coming from. Here's chapter 1. You know, we're going to start in 1.1, talking about functions. Click this little drop-down menu. You can look at functions here. You know, you can print out pages, zoom in, zoom out. You can highlight things if you want. So you got this ebook. You also have at the end of every section are exercises. Now, your problems that you do are, I already showed you that other homework system. These are the problems like at the end of each section in the physical book. Like if you had the physical book, right? If you had this physical book, these would be the problems right here would be the problems you would see in the book. So if you remember, I had those videos with the homework solutions. One of them was for the WebAssign problems. The other one was me up on a whiteboard doing homework problems. The one where I'm on the whiteboard doing the homework problems, that's off of these problems. So if you see me doing number 27 on that whiteboard homework solutions, I'm doing this number 27. I'm not doing your number 27 from your online homework. I hope that makes sense. I'm just, again, showing you there's these other resources that I give you with these videos. Some of the videos pertain to these problems. I hope that makes sense. This is the ebook. That was the main idea here. That's the ebook. Let me get back to, let me see if I can get back to, do I want to back out? Oh no, I'll just go here. Okay, so that was our ebook. Okay. And then your assignments will start showing up here. Right now, there's nothing here, but they will start populating once the course starts. All right. That's our WebAssign place where we get the ebook and the homework. All right, I'm gonna go back to Canvas, our main homepage for the course. Let me switch back to student view because it kicked me out of that. Okay, you have the modules, right? Where you're going to go list, one by one through the things. Also on the side, you will see here a to-do list. This is going to bring up things that are coming up that are going to be due soon. Getting started with WebAssign. That first assignment gets you familiar with the WebAssign system in terms of putting answers in, fractions, exponents, paying attention to whether or not they want the exact answer versus the decimal approximation, right? Like let's say you get an answer of 1/3. If they ask for the exact answer, they want you to put 1 divided by 3, 1/3. If they want the approximate answer rounded to 2 decimal places, they want you to put 0.33. So the getting started with WebAssign just gets you acquainted with the system. The homework syllabus confirmation, this homework syllabus confirmation must be completed by August 31st, or I will drop you from the course. This basically tells me that you've been here, that you understand the requirements of the course, you understand the weights of the exams, you understand you have to come on campus for 2 exams, you understand everything, and you're ready to roll, okay? So that assignment, and then you start getting into the assignments for the actual content of the class. There's this one assignment right here called Calculus Readiness Boot Camp. This is an optional assignment, all right? This is an optional assignment. This is a set of problems that is a review of a bunch of things that you should know coming into this course. I make it due on September 10th to give you some time to get back up to speed with things. That is a optional bonus assignment, all right? If you do it, I will give you bonus. If you do, let's say you do the whole thing. Let's say, if you do the whole thing, I'll say that you can get 10 points added to your first exam, exam 1. I'll add 10 points. If you do half of it, then I'll give you 5 points. If you do just, quarter of it, I'll give you 2.5 points. All right, so that is an optional assignment. The rest of these are actual assignments that are due in the class. So let's see. I think I've covered all of this part. The formulas. I want to show you where the formulas are. If you click on formulas, it'll bring you to this set of folders, and you'll see here the course notes for the course are here as well. And then here are the formulas that you can use on exams 2 and 4. You will need to print these out and bring them with you to exams 2 and 4. There are 6 pages of formulas here. You're allowed to use all those. All right. So I would become acquainted with that set of formulas. As you're working through these problems, use the formula sheets. Know what's on them, right? It's kind of like having a calculator. You need to know how to use your calculator if it's going to benefit you. All right. So there's your formulas. Now, let me see, grades. So your grades will start to appear here as the semester progresses. It shows the weights of everything. And then let's see, each one, your score will show up here. All right. All right. There's also a discussion board. My internet students usually don't use the discussion board, but I put it here. If you want to, you can do that. I know a lot of you set up other external discussion boards where y'all can say bad things about me, I guess. I don't know, but it's here. I put it here if you want to use it. There's no requirement to use a discussion board in this class. And then there's also a link to your classmates if you want to send email about setting up study groups, things like that. And then there's online tutoring. There's this online system that you have access to where you can go get help. It's a third-party system tied into Northwest Vista College. So I'm not sure how good it is, but hey, it's there. Try it. If you're sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're stuck on a problem and you need help, try it out, see what happens. And at the end of the semester, there will be a link there to the survey for the course. That pretty much lays out everything that I think I want to talk about right now. I think this is enough to get you started. I plan on this first week of class, to do maybe a session in the evening, maybe via Zoom, where I have like an open, like, hey, come in, meet and greet. I'd like to meet you, where you could show up and we could just talk. All right. So stay tuned. I'll send an email out with that information. If you have any questions or concerns, you've got my cell phone number here. Contact me. I hope that we have a good, productive semester and that you're able to learn Calculus 1 in this online format. Again, my name is Robert, and happy to meet you all hopefully soon. Take care. Good luck with all of the rest of your courses and what other obligations you have. All right. Talk to you later.